Okay, looks like we're live. I'm going to go ahead and start this presentation. My name is William Peetoom. I'm with Business Group Resources. We're helping companies pivot out of the pandemic and helping them get their R&D tax incentives back from the IRS from overpayment. So if you think you're paying more than you need, let's have a conversation. If you're paying too much taxes and you're considering moving out of California with this California exodus, let's have a conversation. I'm helping companies get back up to 50% of what they pay to the IRS, and we could do the same for you possibly. The taxincentiverecovery.com is my website if you want to learn more. Uh, I can go into detail, but wanted to just take this time to share with you a resource that can really help you pivot out of this pandemic. It's a game changer, and we've helped a lot of people along the way. So we want to be able to help you also as well. So the R&D tax incentive is for small businesses, and small businesses are eligible because it's a congressional mandated law. And a lot of people don't know this, but this started back in 1981 with Ronald Reagan. We'll get into that a little later. Uh, so again, my name is William Peetoom. I wanted to share with you, I am a former chamber leader with the Filipino American Chamber of Commerce here in San Diego. I have now elevated to the U.S. Chamber of Commerce and now focusing on diversity business owners. So if you're a certified business owner, great. You're going to be getting tax incentives as well. But if you're not and you qualify and you are a minority owned business, whether you are a veteran, a woman, LGBT, person of color, or have a physical disability, you may qualify for a certificate to name yourself as a minority owned business. And there's a lot of benefits that go with that. And I can share that information with you if you'd like. Uh, I'll give you my information at a later time, and you can just follow up with me on LinkedIn or email or whatever platform you choose. So here's a number of organizations that I work with. And now partnering with nonprofit organizations, we find that it's the best, most impactful way that we can support a large number of uh, small business owners like yourself. So if you're a part of a chamber of commerce and or a trade association or business network that is a nonprofit, I'd be more than happy to work with the leadership so that we can get this program to your organization and its members also as well. So again, U.S. Chamber of Commerce, National City Chamber of Commerce here in San Diego. We also started a podcast called Talk Story, Business Edition, on the Better Business Bureau channel here in Murphy Canyon, San Diego. Working together also with North San Diego Chamber of Commerce, the Vista Chamber of Commerce, Filipino Chamber of Commerce, and again, we're supported by the Better Business Bureau. Another organization that seems to be very much impacting our shared community is the NRN, which is the National Referral Network. And this is an organization that is going to house high caliber professionals like yourself to be service providers to your associates. So say you have a client that qualifies for another program, we just share these resources to all our clients and then just pass them around so that they're educated and empowered and knowledgeable of what other resources are out there. So we started with the PPP during the pandemic. A lot of people are familiar with the PPP, the Payroll Protection Act, and that's a loan. And so a lot of people have been forgiven, but I wouldn't want to take out a loan and then roll the dice on whether or not you're going to get forgiven. There is strict redlining as far as identifying how you spend the money. So, taking out another loan or giving away equity to a venture capitalist just to get the funds that you need should not take place before you find out what's on the table that is due you. So again, I'm working with nonprofits and other organizations that house business owners. So again, if this program resonates with you, feel free to contact me and I'll be sure to work with your organization so that we can get these resources to you as well. So I wanted to just share with you a 2-minute explainer video. This video was created to really expedite the epiphany moment that you'll have. You'll be like, oh, I do that too, and aha, that's the aha moment, right? So without further ado, let's give 2 minutes to the screen.
Did you know that most small companies are leaving significant dollars on the table? It's because they aren't taking advantage of congressionally mandated tax credits and rebates that they are eligible for and probably don't even know exist. This may be happening to your company too. For example, in 1981, Congress enacted the Research and Development Tax Credit, which, according to recent IRS data, has since been expanded through several administrations. It was designed to help American businesses that are thinking bigger and better be more competitive and keep jobs within the USA and in their own local community. It's meant to reward companies who innovate, expand their business, and develop or improve existing products or services. According to the Washington Post, the R&D Tax Credit and other related tax incentives can save businesses more than $12 billion a year. But the Wall Street Journal indicates that only 5% of small businesses are taking advantage of these tax credits and incentives. Unfortunately, the vast majority of eligible small companies are totally unaware of these benefits or how they may qualify for them. So, who does qualify? Doctors, dentists, manufacturers, construction companies, just to name a few. If you spend time being creative, developing a better product or service so you can be more competitive, you likely qualify. And that's where we come in. We are Business Group Resources, and over the past 10 years, we have helped over 5,000 small businesses get back the money they deserve, just like the ones you see here, and we may be able to do the same for you. To see if you qualify for these congressionally mandated programs, contact us for a free analysis of the incentives and credits that may be available to you and your small business.
Well, I hope that resonates with you because it does for me and a lot of others. And let's see if we can get to the next.
Did you know that
next slide. All right, so here I'm sharing with you the number of different explainer videos that I've created for each individual specific industry type. So when we talk R&D tax incentives, the first reaction tends to be a crooked eyebrow, and people say, well, I don't do any R&D in my business. Well, actually, you probably do. And it's probably easier for me to tell you who doesn't qualify, and that's usually restaurants and retail, because they're not really making anything or creating anything. Innovation is defined as a creative element, or you're making something, and also creating or developing a process or technique to be better. You know, my rule of thumb is your company the same as it was 3 years ago? And will it be the same moving forward in 3 years? If the technology stays the same and you're doing exactly the same thing, and if you were infused with $100,000, you'd still be doing the same thing, just expanding your business, this probably isn't for you. We're looking for those professionals that are creating something or developing something or making something that's useful for the general mass. So here we have automation, automobile, construction, dental, HVAC, manufacturing is huge, home health care, mobile nurses is one of my top performing programs. for healthcare. We also have the ability to work with physicians and their physician groups. And then I have a really special video just for CPAs. If you're a CPA, you understand the compliance issue. So we work around that. So I invite you to take a look at this video if you're a CPA and find out how you can add an alternative revenue stream to your practice without having to do the work. Let's talk about it. That. So my introduction for research and development tax incentives is that this is not a new thing. This is not a new fad or a program that just came up overnight. This has been around since 1981, and 35 years ago the government enacted over 700 congressionally mandated dollar-for-dollar incentives and credits designed to help small businesses keep jobs here locally. And with a lot of jobs going overseas to Southeast Asia back then, there was a brain drain. We lost a lot of economic development because it was all overseas. So we want to bring those companies back to the U.S. We want to help create jobs for U.S. citizens, and we just want to help the global market so we can get ahead. There's a race with China on computer chips as well as 5G and other technologies. And this is the fastest, most impactful way that we can help companies like yours with money that you've already paid taxes on. So let me continue my presentation. I get so excited. A lot of people also tell me that this sounds too good to be true. And it's something new, and statistics show that only 5% of our population really know about it. A lot of the larger enterprise, they have in-house tax incentive people doing this for them because they understand the value of it. But we want to bring it home to the small business owner like yourself. 80% of small business owners qualify. So small business defined by the US government is anywhere between 1 and 7 million. And that's the sweet spot. That's the majority of our economic population of small business owners. So we let PricewaterhouseCoopers take care of the big conglomerates, enterprise level, Googles, Amazons, and Zappos. And we're going to help you in those small businesses that are just trekking along. You have employees that are a W-2, and you've had a revenue stream, and you only got hit by the IRS with an IRS bill that felt like a gut punch, right? So we're helping companies like yours get money back. So here, just a little history lesson. In 2016, Obama's administration made all this permanent. Like I mentioned, Reagan started this in 1981, and each administration adopted it thereafter. And it wasn't until Obama's administration that they came to an agreement that let's make this a congressional mandated law so that this could help everyone. And so with that, the announcement was made to the US population, and now we're all taking advantage of it. But we still are in a mission to get the information out there. So you're one of a few that are really understanding what is available. So this tax incentive program continued. Congress continues to pass amendments, and 2021 Biden proposed more than $2 billion in R&D compensation for companies like yourself. So there's money out there, ladies and gentlemen. We want you to know that there are resources to help you pivot, and this is not something new. As you see, this is historic in the making, and we're continuing to develop it out. Here's a small little clip of different conglomerates, like I mentioned. These companies are just bringing in so many incentives that they don't even pay taxes. And some of us may just balk at that, but hey, it's legal. If you know how to work the system in your favor, why wouldn't you, right? Here's Chuck Grassley, Senator Chuck Grassley. I really admire this gentleman. He has a video here that I want to share with you. Just a quick little sound bite.
the tax code should encourage the success of small, medium businesses and for creating jobs for small and medium-sized business, because they're the economic engine of our economy. Business owners should learn about the tax incentive meant for you. There's a long list of tax provisions that provide much needed tax relief to businesses and individuals. What worries me is that many of you here, business owners and accountants, too often think that these tax incentives, that these just happen to be for big corporations. And I want to impress upon you, nothing could be further from the truth. The IRS reported recently about 85% of the R&D credit went to the largest companies of America. The key reason the largest companies were much more active than small and medium companies in applying for the credit. Too often, small and medium businesses just simply are not taking advantage of the R&D and many other incentives. A comedian once said that 90% of life is just showing up. The same is true in tax for small and medium businesses. You need to show up, take advantage of these benefits. So my message to you is learn about the tax incentives that are available. These incentives can help your business succeed and thrive.
Well, there you go, ladies and gentlemen. You heard it straight from Senator Grassley's mouth. He really advocates for this, and so you should be taking advantage of this. A little more history. Looks like this slide is out of sequence, but again, just a little history. Started in 1981, and throughout the years has just developed, and so we're encouraging you to get behind this. So why are these incentives offered? So these tax incentives were created by Congress to keep jobs here on American soil. Bottom line, let's develop the U.S. economy and stop giving our money away to foreign entities. Second bullet point is economic stimulus, encouraging investment in the U.S. We want to encourage manufacturing in the U.S. and bring back those companies that have went abroad. And this also stimulates the creation of innovation and growth in a lot of different sectors. I've just joined with the AI Automation Robotics Association, and they're doing some amazing stuff and overlapping with healthcare. So imagine the innovation there, right? And this really encourages entrepreneurship as the U.S. government puts out more incentives, really encouraging these businesses that we are in a weak spot in here in the U.S., such as the computer chip manufacturing and other products that we can actually bring back to the U.S. for manufacturing. So small business incentives and credits. There are over 700 federal, state, and local credits and incentives available for businesses like yours. But most are the most lucrative are the PPP, as we know, the Paycheck Protection Program that ended on May 31st in 2021, that stemmed from the pandemic. Now we're starting to hear a lot more about a new funding program called the ERTC. So this was established by the Coronavirus Aid, Relief, and Economic Securities CARES Act. And so this is helping employment retention, recovery of the tax credit. So for those companies that have employees and they've can identify a dip in production as well as income, you're privy to this program. This is not something I do, but I do have a partner. So if you have questions or inquiry about the ERTC, feel free to give me a call or reach out to me and I'll connect you with the appropriate person. Also, research and development credits and business development credits. These are stemming from state and federal hiring credits, work opportunity tax credits, the WOTC, on-the-job training, employer reimbursement, energy efficient commercial building deduction, and so many more. Again, ladies and gentlemen, there's so much out there, It's just a matter of sifting through all the noise to get to the funding that's available to you that you're eligible for. So there's 5 myths about the R&D tax incentive credit. A large population think that this is only for large companies. I get it. The large corporations are always in the news receiving tax incentives. But we have 80% of our US economy backed by small business owners, and they don't know about this. And they are qualified and eligible. So look into it. What have you got to lose, right? No recovery, no fees. The other thing is that these are only for companies that invent something new, and that couldn't be farther from the truth. You could be very well eligible if you simply modify or improve an existing product or service. So just making things better qualifies. It makes the world move forward. Number 3, the R&D tax credit won't help me and my state taxes. In addition to federal credits and incentives, almost 40 states offer all of these tax credits and incentives. There are 9 states that do not have state income tax, but you're still privy to federal funding. And then lastly, this is the largest one, it all sounds too good to be true. And well, if it sounded bad, would you want it? No. Again, this is an amazing program that the U.S. government has put together to really help small business owners like you thrive. And then what is our service and value here at Business Group Resources? Well, we're going to help you discover a hidden and immediate source of cash flow for your business. This is found money that you already paid taxes on. We also help you create a significant potential reduction to current and future years of federal state liabilities. Right? We're also going to, help your business take advantage of credits that go back 3 years. Statute of limitation is now 3 years. Used to be 4, but we can go back 3 years cumulative and recover those incentives that are outstanding. And if there's outstanding money due you, just like if you owe the IRS, they're going to attach a interest. So you're going to receive 6% interest on the money that is due you for that money that has been sitting in the IRS for the last 3 years. So claim that money plus interest. The tax credits, you can carry those forward for 20 years. And those are for C Corps because we're zeroing out the books by the end of the month or at the end of the year, and so there's nothing there to really draw from. So what you put in is what you're going to get out, and this is perpetual. So we can help you plan for this on an annual basis. So who qualifies? Manufacturing, construction, engineering, just to name a few. Here's a whole list. I have, like I mentioned, explainer videos on a YouTube channel that will really share with you where the R&D is in these industries. Here's a couple study examples. So if your company is doing formulations, developing cosmetics or other natural foods, organic or vegan or kosher certification products, this is for you. If you're manufacturing something, you're designing, you're testing of telecommunication equipment, engineering services, prototype design, medical instruments, the list goes on. If you're manufacturing, this is for you. Software development, designing accounting and inventory or workflow systems, online mapping application, web development, cloud-based risk mitigation technologies, all of these new technologies qualify. If you're a defense contractor, slam dunk. You're designing a manufacture of testing military camera systems, mobile radars, power generation systems, you name it. You're going to get money back. You totally qualify. If you're in the pharmaceuticals industry, you're doing drug formulations or testing for humans or animals, this is for you. And lastly, mining. If you develop innovative extraction techniques for mining, this is also for you. Qualified activities for the research and development program is that it needs to be applied at the business component level. So the shrink back rule, right? Also, if you're developing new or improved products, processes, formulas, or software, you totally qualify. Again, you're designing, you're doing prototypes, you're testing, you have activities from concept through release to commercial production. R&D has a very broad stroke, and so you don't know what you don't know. So let's have a conversation and just determine whether or not you truly do qualify. And next slide. So, okay, here's the catch. There are 3 qualifications you need to be eligible for these benefits, okay? Number 1, being creative role. You got to be making something or creating something or developing something as the rule number 1, observe being creative rule stands. The business must be creative or expanding in nature. Number 2, observe the rule of number 1. There must be at least 1 employee on payroll. There are some credits for companies paying 1099 employees also as well, but we're really looking for those W-2 employees that you're paying taxes on. And number 3, observe the paid taxes rule. You must have paid taxes for the last 3 years if you want to receive these benefits. Like I mentioned, what you put into it is what you're going to get out. Here are non-qualifying activities. So these are activities outside of the U.S., adaptation of an existing business component, duplication of an existing component, social sciences, which are the soft sciences, normally arts and humanities, any studies related to efficiencies, management operations, or profitability, routine data collection, routine ordinary QA testing, routine. If it's just the routine, it will not qualify. So here's a little timeline. It's a little dated, but you can see that the numbers just increase. So last data collection here was 2016, so we're much further along, but you can really share and see how the numbers are driving up. So what are the outcomes of some of these recoveries? Well, here you go. Dental offices, commercial construction companies, coin stamp business, plastering contractor, chiropractors, engineering, just to name a few. Give you a moment to take a look at those numbers. I got a few more. Here are large examples. So here we worked with a hospice, home health care company, specifically mobile nursing, right? We got a sign manufacturer, general contractor, nurse staffing agency, steel manufacturer, fuel manufacturer. There's big money out there, and we can help you facilitate that also as well. It's the same process. So I just wanted to share with you that innovation is just excelling. It's growing, it's developing, and we need your company to be a part of this growth. And so we're really here to share with you a funding source that is going to allow you to grow, develop, and scale, hopefully 10x. So again, my name is William Peetoom. I'm with Business Group Resources. We help businesses get back the R&D tax incentives. We are a highly qualified back office. We're a marketing firm actually, associated with Business Incentive Solutions, who does all the work. So they're the CPA firm that we hand off our clients to crunch the numbers. The team of tax professionals at BIS specialize in helping small businesses and companies discover the incentives and rebates that they did not know they were entitled to. And BIS has a highly qualified and very specialized team of tax professionals, and over the past 10 years, they've helped over 5,000 small businesses get back the money they deserve. and you need to be one of those also as well. Everything we do is robust with digitized security. We understand that your information is private and we want to keep it that way. So we've elevated to a digital platform. We've migrated to using DocuSign as well as a OneDrive to share files. So everything is safe and secure, and no one will be seeing your information except our company and our CPA tax team. Lastly, here's Kim. She has a little something to share with you.
Hi, my name is Kim Warner, and my business partner Jim Crawford and I own a local residential heating and air conditioning business in San Diego, California, Air Plus Heating and Cooling. And today I am here to express my gratitude and appreciation with BGR, a team of CPAs and their proprietary software help us recover over $117,000. Yes, you heard that right, $117,000 in unclaimed taxes, and the process couldn't have been easier. Very seamless, flowed exactly as they said it would. And a little over 4 weeks later, we have already received our first 3 checks from the federal government. So if you are a small business and you think you have some unclaimed tax dollars, you probably do, spend 5 minutes on a phone call and go from there. You have nothing to lose and unclaimed tax dollars to gain.
I love it. So again, my name is William Peetoom. You can find me on LinkedIn. You can contact me directly. I'm very involved with chambers of commerce, trade association, and business networks. If you have an organization that you would like this program to participate with, feel free. My number's on the screen. Jot it down. Give me a call, and let's make 2022 the best year ever. Thank you again, and good night.